Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is a short reading. I'm almost finished putting together the random videos that I have on my phone and making it into a video log. So I don't feel like it's a bad thing that this is going to be a shorter reading. The Queen of Wands is in this reading. The Queen of Wands was the main archetype of the last reading. I don't necessarily think that it's a continuation of the last message, but the Queen of Wands is one that is here, and I shuffled the deck. The Knight of Pentacles is also in this reading too, and I'll show that card. So aside from this, just quickly to say, I was knitting today and I finished the construction of the heel flap and gusset area. Now I'll just knit to the toe where I'll do my decreases and bind off. I feel like it's at a good place right now because the next month will be busy for me for knitting because I applied for a test knit for a Ukrainian knitwear designer. I'm happy that I'm able to test knit. Some designers look into the credentials and have certain requirements for the test knitters, so it took like a day for me to get the approval to be able to do the test knit. So I'm really excited. And one of the things was having the projects that the designer could see on Instagram, and I haven't posted in a while, so I was thinking about that. And then on Ravelry and Damask, like if you've tested before. And this is going to be a busy time because it's for a fingering weight sweater, and I usually finish fingering weight sweaters and maybe sport in around like 2 to 3 months. So I have a month to do this, and I'll get it done. So for this reading, I keep getting like trust fall, and there's a lot of like creative expression, and there's the 7 of Wands with the Emperor card. With the 7 of Wands, it feels like making yourself be known, as if you're like saying, if you didn't know, my name is Adrian and I knit, or I do something that is something that maybe I'm passionate for, something that I'm putting myself out there, or just showing what I could do. And it does seem like it is work towards the Emperor energy, and the Emperor energy is almost earning that place. And it's interesting that the Queen of Wands is matching with the Emperor energy because it's usually associated with the kings. Not like it can't be associated with the queens. Of course, it's like a counterpart, but I don't feel like it's a counterpart energy. I feel like it's associated in being part of the Queen of Wands. This could also be a starting point too, relating to the Aries zodiac sign. Also fire, fire with the wands, so be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. And then again with the creative expression and putting it out there with the world. This isn't the Knight of Pentacles, but I do feel like it is a part of the Queen of Wands as well. I have mentioned this in other videos that it's not a surprising thing for fire to be compatible or to like move towards that energy of air. Air and fire can kind of blend or kind of intertwine, or is it like gradient type of energy where it could flow from that energy and easily, maybe not all the time, but it is easier to flow into those types of elements than maybe opposite elements like fire and water. There's more of an understanding on how that flow is. With the Knight of Swords, it almost feels like the creative energy is almost mad. Like there's like a burst of it, and it does feel like with the Seven of Wands going into the Emperor energy, it's like the determined Knight of Swords in that too. And with the Knight of Swords, it's a knight that's like, once they want something or once they have the mindset that it's on their mind, it's like in their head, it's already theirs. So it does offer that type of grounded energy to the Queen of Wands. That it has so much complexity in the ways of thinking. Sometimes when you're figuring out the next move, or maybe figuring out the next move of somebody else, it's being ahead, or it's even thinking the unthinkable of what might catch somebody else off guard. You have, again with like the Trust Ball, you have the Two of Swords here. And I feel like it's linked with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like those energies would go together. Because the Two of Swords is normally a card that you may traditionally see in like the Rider-Waite-Smith interpretation of a figure being blindfolded. There is an awareness of the potential, and that's why the Knight of Pentacles doesn't feel like the idea falters. Because with the Knight of Pentacles, he or she may not completely, if a Knight of Pentacles or like a Pentacle energy isn't on board with something, it's hard for it to be swayed one way or the other. It's not an element that moves so quickly as maybe air, as freely as air. It definitely not as freely as air because they're the opposite elements, and not as chaotic as fire. So for the Pentacles to get involved into this situation or energy, I mean, you could call it a relationship too, there is that factor of trusting the process in this and understanding and seeing that this is an idea that has of the potential of being fruitful. And since I say fruitful and then there's the pentacles there, there could be like the idea being like financially well with it, or financial stability. And also I'm getting like structure. There's like the support too. Others might support this idea as well with the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is an energy that, if it's like interactions that there's a sense of enjoyment there. And I'm not saying it's necessarily like intimate, but there's this one interpretation from maybe like the Druidcraft Tarot where it's like people enjoying, what is it, like their drinks together. And it might be the enjoyment of company, it might be the support, it might be like the love, the acceptance that you get from this type of energy, and it makes everything feel really positive and nice. I get wary when I say positive because I don't like to do one way or the other. It might be like the Libra in me, but there isn't so much neutrality in it. I feel like there is the okay and a good sign, a positive sign in this. And it's, again, with introducing yourself. Like if you don't know who I am, this is who I am, and this is what I do. Again, with the trust fall with the 9 of Wands. And 9 of Wands is energy that could be linked to fatigue, but the energy I feel like is worth it with the 7 of Wands going into the Emperor card. There's a direction that it's supposed to be headed towards. And I also feel like that is something that the Knight of Pentacles appreciates, because the Knight of Pentacles, again, it's almost like some type of contract or agreement, or something that there's like stability, or something that it's like the declaration. It's like a confirmation with earth energy. Earth energy is, again, it's not energy that gets swayed easily, and it could easily stay in the place that it's in if it doesn't feel like there's not always like a benefit to it. But in this case, it kind of feels like there's like growth, like a growth period here. The 2 of Wands shows up, and again with direction, it's like there's an idea where this is supposed to be heading. Then you have the 9 of Pentacles here with the Temperance. I feel like with the Queen of Wands energy, it's like having, was it all of the resources, supplies, that letter of recommendation that you need, almost, if it relays to you in that way, that it balances itself out with the Temperance card. I feel like this Temperance card works well with fire signs. Well, it is linked to Sagittarius, so and since I'm reminded of that, and there's the angel there, which I dubbed the Holy Spirit that I've seen in visions when I was, or channeled messages when I was doing other Ukrainian videos. That's what would pop up, and then again, I've talked about it, reminds me of Seraphim. So with the Nine of Pentacles, for a specific thing that I'm going to say is that it's not showing all your trump. Is it showing all your trump cards? No, it's showing all your cards, especially up front. It might be to other people. There is an element of surprise and with that expressiveness, and that's why I feel like with the Knight of Swords energy, it's like the unthinkable that just rises, because with the Seven of Wands needs to get above the other energies. It's trumping over the other energies and maybe overseeing or maybe elevating, because that's part of the obstacle that you get out of the Seven of Wands. And I feel like it's a good balance. So with the Temperance card. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.